What's going on, guys and girls? It's GhostRobo. Welcome back to some more amazing epic Battleborn multiplayer action. Today we take to the skies as Benedict the Berserker Eagle with a moveset so fierce and so fresh. How can you not love the guy? He will soar above the battlefield skies, blasting his opponents with rocket fire from above, and you don't even have to be accurate because he has a homing technique to help those of us out that can't handle his massive rocket launcher. Today we're actually playing the capture mode, which is a lot more traditional than Meltdown. Basically, if you play domination or any capture and hold type mode, you know what you're doing here. There's A, B, and C. You stand on them, convert them to your color, and start gaining a bunch of points. First team to 1,000 wins. If you guys enjoy these videos, make sure to give them a big thumbs up. Let me know what character and mode you want to see next in the comments below. I've got almost all of them under my belt, so you want to see Umbra, you want to see Rath, let me know and I'll bring it your way. Right now, we have a pretty cool team. Marquise, Miko here. Miko is trying to like stare at my belly button or fuse with me or something. Benedict just observing the scene. He's a very regal eagle, and now we're ready to descend upon the battlefield. I actually get a lot better with Benedict in later rounds, so I am going to attach at the end some single-player Benedict footage so you can see me kind of fly and make use of his moves, because they are different, and that's one of the great things about Battleborn and the characters that I've played. I've played as 15 of the 25 characters, and so many of them are so diverse and have such movesets that not only feel different from like, oh, this character is a bird, this character is a weird Egyptian lady, this character is a robot, this character is a robot butler, but their attack patterns are different, and then their movement patterns also are different. So Benedict is a guy that has a double, potentially triple jump. He can fly and float for quite a while, which really separates him from anybody else, and not in a way that makes him obtuse or makes him awkward or even makes him too powerful, but in a way that just makes him unique and fun to play, and really a vital component of a lot of good teams, or not a vital component at all. It seems like they've really done a great job of finding a way to make all these very unique characters that somehow extraordinarily fit together in really cool combos. And it doesn't have to have like, oh, you must have Benedict to be successful, you must have Rath to be successful. We went through a whole slew of combinations and were able to grab wins, and there's still 10 more characters to be seen, so I'm sure it is going to be quite the party just seeing who your team is made up of, and then what your opponent's squad is comprised of. That'll be fun before the match even starts. Now, when the match starts with Benedict, since we've never played as him, he has a brand new character, 3 main abilities that you've got going on here. Liftoff is the one that you, I don't think, have seen yet in this round, where he flaps his wings, flies up above. It's sort of an evasive move, but it can also be augmented to deal damage, push enemies back, and do a whole lot of stuff. That's kind of what I focus on, is making sure I can get in here with my rocket launcher, deal massive damage to a fool like Miko, and then right there you see the liftoff. I'm able to get out the way, gives me time to reload, also does a little bit of damage, pushes them back, creates that space that Benedict needs to really be effective. KO on Miko. I am sorry, Mushroom Man or Mushroom Woman. You are not the chosen one. His other move, as we lift off again, which is great when you're blind, because Benedict trusts his wings. One's robotic, one is organic, but who cares? As long as we're up in the sky, everything is A-okay. His other move is Hawkeye, which allows him to fire 3. Yes, KO on Rath. Gosh, Rath was so like strong in this build that I felt great every time I knocked one of them down. Anyways, Hawkeye fires 3 rockets in quick succession, and then it places like a homing target on the opponent. Benedict versus Benedict action. I am the better Benedict, thank you very much. And so you get that homing target, so then your regular rockets that you fire are able to get in there and do well real quick. Now, our Hawkeye, I think actually Hawkeye starts out as a single rocket, and then I modify it to fire 3 rockets in quick succession. Let me correct myself there, and that just shows how valuable the DNA system is, those augments that you're going to advance throughout each round, because you can drastically alter your playstyle and your strategy and your tactics based on A, what you like, and then B, what you need. So that is where I grab the skill right there, where it's going to turn Hawkeye into a triple jam instead of a single shot. And then his special, his ultimate, is Boomsday, which fires a player-guided massive missile that deals insane damage. You'll see that I'm messing with gear here. I'm going to make a separate video talking about gear and the acquisition of gear and loot packs and how that all works, and show you a bunch of that. I think it'll be fun, and I think it would be better fit for its own video. Right now, though, we'll cruise through, careen through these little crevices of this super sweet map. And you'll see like the visual variety is really on point. The map we played in Meltdown with Orendi was very dark, more of a foresty theme with still some like tech elements. And now we've got like waterfalls and sand and ruins, and it's really cool. Again, the Battleborn on Battleborn action is probably at its peak here. Because there's no minions to focus on. There's no guiding into giant mouths for you to place your emphasis. All it is capture the points and then kill, crush, and just cajole every single enemy you can into dying for you, or dying because of you, or dying with you, as is the case sometimes. Actually, double deaths is something I didn't really run into very often. From playing a lot of Black Ops 3 and Halo, like that's a problem that consistently like annoys me. I wish there was a way that they could eliminate that from games in terms of where you die at the exact moment that your opponent dies, and sure, you get the kill, but then you're like, what? Like it doesn't feel as good when you go down. Battleborn, I don't know if it's just because of there's a much longer TTD or time to death than in a game like Call of Duty or even Halo, or if it's just because of the nature of the attacks and the damage, but rarely are there those double deaths. I don't even know if it's possible. I'm sure it is, but just based on the eclectic movesets, maybe it's something that just happens super rarely. And Benedict requires a little bit of patience and a lot of control. They consider him to be more of an advanced character, one because his movement and his flight, I guess, does require a little bit more prowess on the controller or the keyboard, but also because his reload time is really long, and therefore you need to be pretty judicious with your shots and make sure that you're picking the right moments to attack. You'll also be able to use turrets in this mode as well, Capture. I'm assuming all three modes will feature turret usage, which is great because then it adds that little bit of MOBA tower defense element. And again, just another dynamic focus for you to emphasize while you're running around. So we talked about how, in terms of battle, you know, Capture is so much more Battleborn v Battleborn versus Meltdown, but you also have to remember that there are the side, sort of side quests, I guess you could call it, of collecting crystals and using that either for gear or for turrets. Shards would be the more appropriate an actual name, but they remind me of crystals, and I feel really cool having a collection of crystals rather than a collection of shards. That Hawkeye attack is really, really good, because if you lock on, that was my player guided missile, the first time I ever used that, and it was not locked on at all, nor was it very good. But if you do get that homing and lock on, then you can kind of go like all, you know, pedal to the metal, all hell broke loose, and just shoot and fire. You can even fire from the sky, so that's something that I don't do a lot of in this round, but I learned to really do later on once I got the hang of the fly, and once I got the hang of sort of the multiple jumps, and even liftoff. You can be in the air and then rain, you know, massive splash damage down on your opponents from afar, and that's also stuff you can further customize via leveling up. It's critical to level up because you're boosting your attacks and your character in so many ways. So you will see a noticeable difference between level 1 and 10, which I think is cool, and I think that it's really fun that it's condensed between the round or within the round, because you basically get to see an evolution of yourself and your strategy from minute 1 to minute 10. And to me, that's really exciting, and it keeps the pace fun and fresh, and there's not many shooters. I mean, sure, kill streaks kind of function that way, but you could get a kill streak in minute 1 or a kill streak in the final seconds, and it would still function the same. But how many shooters allow you to really, like, change your character, grow your character, level up your character, evolve your moveset from the start to the end? That's not something that you see very often. I think it fits really well in sort of a hybrid character action shooter, MOBA, multiplayer, fun fiesta, because you are then always on your toes. You're really having to, it's not just like a run around and shoot like crazy, it's also a thinking man's game in the sense that you have to pick the skills that are going to be your best build, and there are build orders, and you can kind of like develop set builds that work really well. I was talking to some people that extensively test the game and play it up at 2K, and they were talking about specific builds for characters. They were mentioning one for Phoebe, I believe, that they really liked, that made her, like, you know, so cool. And it was cool to think that eventually I'll be able, and you'll be able to find like a unique version of Benedict that works best for you. Now, you totally can play it a little more mindless, and if you want to just go in there and just select left, right, you're not going to be at a huge disadvantage. It's not like these things are boosting your attack by 2,000% or giving you like one move versus the other. Your three main moves, your two starting abilities, and your ultimate will stay the same regardless, but they will just have modifiers and you know, slight differences that are noticeable and valuable, but don't like make or break the game. So feel free to either be super invested in the DNA augment system or not so much at all. Getting a lot of assists here, grabbing some kills. Miko seems to be the only character that's kind of like permanent on teams. Almost every round I played, if not every single round I played, and this is over the course of probably like 6 to 8 hours of playing Battleborn Multiplayer, Miko is present on the team because he's so valuable as a healer and can stand his own as a damage dealer. Rath is super annoying and I don't like him. The issue with Rath, as you see, is for characters that employ any sort of range, like Benedict, it's so hard to fight Rath because you can't get away fast enough to avoid his stuff. He's got melee swords that will crush you at close distance. He's got attacks that will send energy shockwaves through the ground at medium. And then, you know, if you can ever even get to long, now you've got a little bit of a upper hand, but it's so hard to get there, especially with his spinning ultimate that zooms him towards you and just funnels you right into his freaking old man vampire hands. Nonetheless, I'm confident that either A, I can figure out strategies to take him down. Oh yes, that's the homing missile, the human-guided, me-guided missile that deals a whole bunch of damage. And now we're going to come in and get him with a Hawkeye triple charge. Now we're homed in, and now Benedict on Benedict. Man, I scrambled him like an egg omelet. No longer a bird, just a crushed egg. Sad story, but true, as we reach level 7 and are gunning for the win from me and for you. Gear, again, adds another element of tactic that you can employ, or not at all. You could not focus on that. You don't even have to bring gear in, I don't think. Maybe you do, but you don't have to bring any like that you specifically like or pick or use. And at the same time, you can really get invested in that system and find stuff that will, again, not make or break your round or give you a guaranteed win, but surely give you an advantage, not only from a statistical standpoint, but from a standpoint of you know what's going to happen and you know how you're going to play and you know what you're going to focus on based on the gear you have, based on the lineup of the augments and the DNA skills that you pick. And I love that there is like different levels of investment that Battleborn can encourage, right? So you can play this as a very straight up, I'm just going to go shoot guys and use the moves that the hand I'm dealt, or you can play it very intensely and almost like in a competitive spirit and really customize your character to the exact specifications that you want. And we went freaking ham in this round. Looks like we're gonna finish up about 230 points or so. Montana over here is massive, but I will fire my triple burst at him, take out his shields entirely, and then mega missile into him for about a third of his meter. We got some other characters. Another Benedict. I feel so bad killing Benedict. He's supposed to be my brethren, but he gets in my way, and he's just an uglier version of my Benedict. So we'll grab the third KO on that guy. Oh, we had it out for him in this round. Make sure to let me know in the comments below what character you'd like to see next. I really like Melka. I have Rath gameplay as well. That's exciting. Marquise, Phoebe, Isaac. Who do you want to see? Let me know in the comments down below. I've been doing Twitter polls voting as well, so if you want to follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/GhostRobo. You can stay tuned there for more Battleborn stuff and also play along with votes and just find out all the other cool stuff I'm doing. I will be playing in the technical test, which is this weekend, which should be super fun to dive in and see how the game fares with a much broader player base and just get to play again from the comforts of my own home, which is always fun and just a fantastic way to really dive in. The enemy has caught up. I thought it was going to be a 230-point victory. They've made it a close game. We're only up about 70 points now, but even though they do have 2 of the 3 capture points, I think our lead and our just approach at the end goal here is too close, so we'll grab the 1,000 and secure the victory. Like I said, there is going to be a little bit of single-player footage at the end to show me flying through the sky, since I didn't do it a whole lot in that round. I want to make sure I show you the true powers Benedict, one of my top favorite characters for sure. I think right now my top 3, I don't know, I'll probably make a video on it. I'd have to go through. You guys know I like Arendi, you know I like Benedict. I'll find a top 5 and make that there. This XP, this rank and stuff, not only contributes to your metagame, which will help you level up characters and eventually grant third skills for some of their DNA abilities, but also contributes to ranking up for different packs that you can purchase in terms of the loot, and that's all, again, in-game currency. Dealt the most damage by far, doubled up the rest of my team, 28k on the damage. You'll notice if you rewind the video back to kills, I grabbed 8, which was the high on my team, but Rath on the other side, 22! Goodness gracious, even Taylor Swift would be sweating with that score. That is super impressive, and I don't know how Rath is just the monster that he is. 36,000 damage. I thought 28k was good. But also, I had a lot of assists. I believe I had 6 assists that round or 7 or something like that. And if we could have converted even half those into kills, I would have felt a heck of a lot better about our score. But we did do a good job of running the tables here, grabbing the victory, and now we can get out of multiplayer and move back to single player, which also is cooperative, or it's also multiplayer because it's cooperative. There. Let me know again if you like capture or you want Meltdown. I think we'll do Meltdown again next, kind of like trade off. But let's move to a new single player level, which I'll be showing you guys in full later, but I just want to show me flying through the skies. Here we go. I just respawned, and my team is waiting for me, so here I go. Look how freaking sweet that is. No other character can do this, and yet it's still in the same game, and you can see me raining destruction from above, taking out these robotic enemies like a very evil and satanic turtle dove. Still leveling up, still picking skills, and still going to war with my squad. There's Boulder. I think we got an Oscar Mike in the background. Thorn coming in and cashing out as we crush our opponents. Miko as well. This was a really fun level. I know you guys have seen the snow level a lot. I covered it extensively in my earlier videos, and I played it a boatload. I like this a little better. First of all, it feels a lot like Borderlands. If you notice the color palette and notice the look, it really reminded me of Borderlands. The boss that you'll see as well, I thought was pretty Borderlands-esque. He was, I thought, a far cooler boss than the Conservator that we got in the first level. So you'll get to play this in the technical test if you're in on that. There's a link in the description if you want to go sign up for the technical test and check out the game for yourself. Don't forget to let me know what you want to see more of in the comments below. I think we'll go for now. Benedict he's just, I mean, he's a badass. That's the game's motto is for every kind of badass, and so I think Benedict fits that perfectly. He is a great emblem, an example of what the Battleborn characters are and how different they can be, how fun they can be to play, and how freaking fierce they are once you grab hold of them and understand how to make them tick. And that is what we did here. Victory in multiplayer, sweet skills in single player. We will wrap things up now. Guys and girls, thanks so much for watching the test today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Drink so much all. Until next time, we will see you all later.